Hi everyone. Hello, how are you? I always hit the go live button before I've had a chance to put my headset in, so I really have to do that. So Leslie Hassler, your Biz Rules Business Coaching. It's Friday. Yay! So exciting. This is the day I did not have to dress up. I did not have to put on makeup. I did go get my hair fabulously colored by Tara at the Style Signature because I started going gray like at 25. So I'm not even sure what color my hair is, but I know there's a lot of gray. And at 43, I'm still not ready for it. So that's what I did today. But amongst other things, had some client meetings virtually, some really good calls there, and took care of just a lot of life stuff. We happen to have a remodel going on in our house. Craziness, great builder, been super quick, but I'm crazy. I've decided that, but my friend, colleague, and hairstylist, image stylist that I use, Tara Hooper, and I were talking today just about being a mom and being in business. A lot of times people ask me, because I do talk a lot to women in business and how to be successful in business, and they're usually the comment is, well, why women? What makes women so different than men? And it's like really and truly, at the end of the day, not a whole lot, except for a couple of things. I got the realization I have a fabulous husband. Have nothing to complain about with my husband. He does his fair share. He is always asking me if I need help. If I say I need help, he's right there. He's supportive, a lot of those things. But I realized really early on he wasn't mom. And as much as I wanted him to be mom, some days he couldn't be mom, right? There's just some other expectations that go along with being the mom in the family, and that means you really can't delegate it to somebody. We can delegate a lot, but we can't delegate it all, right? So Tara and I were talking because I woke up at 6 this morning, and the first thought in my mind was, crap, I missed the meeting. I missed the meeting because I scheduled something for 5:45 on my son's birthday. I mean, really, I wasn't thinking, right? I was trying to be accommodating to the people we were trying to meet for, and it was an interview for a position that I've applied for in an organization, and I was trying to be accommodating for that, and I scheduled it in the absolute worst part of my day, right? At 5:45, I'm usually trying to get dinner on the table, pick up kids from something, drop kids to something. It's just chaotic. And I still scheduled this meeting for this time. So it was really kind of entertaining. Sorry, I have to drink some water. I'm trying to not get a cold, but I missed it. Totally missed it. Not just totally missed it, like didn't even remember until Friday morning. Now it turned out it was fine. It was fine and dandy. The meeting actually never got fully confirmed on their end. So I was like, wasn't I waiting for a call-in number? I'm confused. So it all worked out great. But Tara was telling a story of how she had a really big call with a client, and it was Good Friday, right? Kids were out of school. She went ahead and scheduled this appointment on Good Friday, knowing kids were out of the school. She got called, up to school for asking for some help. She went up, she did her volunteering, she helped, and totally missed the call. And we do these things to ourselves as business owners, because I don't know if you've ever seen, I remember seeing this video of like a mom, entrepreneur, working mom, right? Who's like in the closet trying to hide the phone, going, leave me alone, and that whole like hiding in a closet just to be able to have a business call. And I really tried to make a conscious decision that there's a couple of things about this, right? I really tried to make this conscious decision about the fact that I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to have to hide in a bathroom or a closet or something just to have a call. Not to say it doesn't happen. Not going to say that. But I didn't want that to be my every day. And so I made the conscious decision not to take calls after 3 o'clock. because they're just hard. They're difficult, right? If you've got a car full of kids, as much as you can try to ask them to be quiet, it's not going to happen. And so whenever I get into those situations, and happened yesterday, I've been really busy. I've got an assistant coming on and intern starting, so we're going to fix this, right? I don't let that stay too long. But you're trying to get it all done. And I was talking to a potential speaker that we booked for the Plano Chamber of Commerce, and I have a car full of kids, and I'm sitting here going, what am I doing? What am I doing? Because I don't like that whole frustration element that, you get between having to be business and be a parent. Like, I don't like that frustration that gets there, and it's always there because kids never stay quiet for longer than 30 seconds. And so we make these little allowances, right? I made that rule that I didn't want to take any phone calls after 3, but yet I break this rule frequently enough. I won't say all the time. Frequently enough to be reminded why I put that rule in place. And I think that's part of this whole working and motherhood and entrepreneurship. And if you want family, and somebody else I know in Dallas talked at a group meeting and talked about work-life blend. Nicole Lynn did a great job, by the way. Kudos to her. But this whole work-life balance concept. And I come back to when we get that strife in business, because we're being pulled between family and work, and we feel like, and it gets all emotional and frustrating and things like that. It's usually because we've chosen not to be present. And I did a podcast interview a long time ago with a guy, and we were talking about balance, and he gave this perfect analogy of how he saw that balance, because it really isn't this seesaw, right? It's not a seesaw thing. It's not this or that. It's the way he likened it, and I love this analogy. It was being on a surfboard, because being on the surfboard, you have to be so intent on what you're doing and how you're moving the board in order to stay upright and to ride the wave, that you have no choice other than doing the surfing, right? So I think when it comes to work-life balance, I think of presence, okay? And presence to me, and I love this definition, is being wherever you need to be, when you need to be there, and then being there 110%, right? So the conversation that I'm having with a truckload of children yesterday, I think I had 5 boys, not even just kids, boys. I couldn't be present with either, right? I couldn't be present with the kids, and I couldn't really be present with the person I was talking to on the phone trying to have a professional conversation. So it's in those moments that I'm like, duh, should have had a V8 kind of a moment of going, okay, this is why I have this rule in place, why I've put in some boundaries in my business about when I do things and when I don't do things. And part of it is that I want to be able to be present. So when I'm working in my business, I just want to be able to think about my business. And when I'm with my family, I just really want to be able to think about my family. And here's why I missed that call. Because I'm used to being totally present with my family and not thinking about business. So it didn't even occur to me that I was missing something or that I was supposed to be doing something else. So I think one of the success truths about how do you do it all? How do you have, a full life and do what you want to do and be a good mom and be a good entrepreneur, be a good wife, be all these things, is to realize that you have to be present when you're in this role 110%. And when you are present, you actually get a lot more done. You're not worried about what you're going to miss, because when you get there, you actually are focused on that and taking care of it. I won't say that your brain doesn't go, oh, I need to do this. That's why I carry a notebook. I'm like, I don't have it with me right now, but I carry a notebook so that I can write stuff down. I know my brain's going to be thinking about things all the time, so that's why I carry the notebook. So by the time I get to my presence moment in my business, I can work on that, or the presence moment in my life, I can work on that. And it's just about a matter of being vigilant in those boundaries and being vigilant in how you're present in a moment. I think that's really the key about balance and doing it all, is that you dedicate yourself to whatever you're doing, your whole mind, body, attention type of thing, so that you're effective. I think we feel scatterbrained in things when we're trying to multitask, when we're trying to think about this, that, and the other, when we don't just take note that the thought came in the brain, write it down, and then come back to whatever had our attention beforehand. That's where a lot of stress and anxiety comes from in the day. When I look at, I'm not going to say that it's easy to be a mom and a woman in business. You can definitely pay for ease. You can, it depends on you, right, and what you want. But you could pay for somebody to pick up your kids. You could pay for somebody to take your kids. You could pay for after school care. You could pay for all these things. And if that's your choice and that's what you need to do, yay. If that's not your choice, yay. It's all individual. It's all about what's right for us. But you just have to hold those roles and really be able to do it. And one of the analogies I look at things is, if we are the queens of our own kingdoms, right? You're the queen of your kingdom. I'm the queen of my kingdom. My kingdom does not infringe on yours, right? But it is my kingdom. And my kingdom is made up of everyone that I touch, everything that I'm consumed with and that I do. So my business is part of my kingdom. Maybe that's a prince, my family's another prince or princess in my kingdom. And as the queen, really my role is, I see, to ensure the well-being of both. And so it's that whole, if I had to say, for most of us, we don't choose choose one child over the other, right? We're looking for the betterment of both children, for the success of both children, and they're different, and that's okay. And we just want to see the best for them. That's kind of the way I see business and family is. They're different, right? They act different. They have completely different agendas, completely different goals. But I'm interested in the betterment and the health and the wealth of both of them. And so that's kind of, that's the analogy I have in my brain. They're kind of like two children, and I don't choose one over the other, although I make allowances for one or the other, and just try to keep it balanced in that realm, that both have what they need to be able to be healthy and to survive. So I don't know if anyone's seeing any of these. It's so very interesting. Oh, look, I can put a filter on. How funny. That was just because I had to. Sorry. All right, I'll stop playing. So I know it looks like some things have shifted on Facebook Live. So if you're liking this and you're enjoying coaching from the Carpool, leave a comment, do a like or something, so that I know that this is actually being seen, because I'm not sure that it's being broadcasted. But that's it for today, guys. It's Friday. Yay. Go live life. Go be out in the sun. Be outdoors. Spend it with your family. Take a break from work. And if you don't have little munchkins demanding all of your time, hallelujah. Go outside. Do something fun. It really does help with business when you can get that little bit more balance in there. If you're a working mom, know that it is rough. There are some days that are better than others, for sure. And but you can put these boundaries and rules into impact to not only serve your family and your business, but also your sanity. And to do that and be okay with if your rules are a little different from my rules or somebody else's rules. That's the kind of how your biz rules. Isn't that fun? But yeah, let me know what you're thinking. It's Leslie Hassler with Your Biz Rules Business Coaching. Happy Friday, and we'll talk with you soon.